All right, so this is my screencast of a lesson for music. So this is the lesson I would use for doing the musical staff and the notes on the staff. And you'll have to excuse one of my Rugrats. He decided tonight was the night he didn't want to go to bed, so you may hear him in the background a little bit. So what I would get my students to do would be to go to their Google Classroom and open up this little presentation, which has some slides and also, more importantly, a video that will teach them, oh, that's a little loud, teach them the majority of what I would want to go through for the musical staff. And so that gives me some time tomorrow to not have to worry about going through that. So there's quite a few more slides here they'll go through in terms of what music used to look like, and then we'll start to talk about what it looks like now and the current staff, which you see here. And we go through that, and they get to practice doing the treble clef, which I would draw some examples for them using my kind of writing tool with the screencast. And then they go through, they learn the notes on the staff a little more. We talk about some different sayings to go with the notes and the spaces and the lines. And at this point, I would ask them to brainstorm some different sayings that would go with the lines, so E, G, B, D, F. So we went with every good boy deserves fudge, which is kind of the standard one. And I would get them to come up with as creative an idea as they could and bring it to class for the next day. And I've played around with this a little bit. I've done it on the board, where they've all thrown down their ideas on the board. I've done it as a Google Doc, so a little bit of online collaboration. I've done it with kind of a Post-it note app, or even just physical Post-it notes too. So we've done that the next day as well, where the kids are able to collaborate a bit. So they'll go through a little bit more of this information in advance of the class. And then this is kind of where I would expect them to end with kind of the pre-class information, just going through kind of figuring out what these words are. If they were to figure out the notes, they would spell words. So that's where they would end off with that. And once they kind of do the pre-lesson work, then we would get into, like I said, the collaboration with the different sayings, and we'd vote on that, and there'd be some prizes. And then we get right into the assignment, which is some group work. So this is the assignment. They just have to come up with as many words as they can using the letters A through G, which is the musical alphabet. And then they work in partners with this, and they start to notate them. So something like this guy here. So bed, they notate it B-E-D, etc., etc., etc. So this is an example of some screencast. And hopefully my son was quiet enough. You didn't hear him in the background here. So thanks so much, and looking forward to the rest of our class together.